Let's see. Okay, nice. So how are you doing, Danilo?
Hey, good morning. Nice to see you again. Yeah, doing well.
hmm
And yeah, how is everything's going on your side?
Um, it's going good here. We're getting to like working. Like I've been working on stuff mostly in a bit in isolation. Like it's not been like any disruptive deploys or anything like that. But we're getting very close to these like big potentially disruptive deploys. So I'm getting a bit anxious.
Amazing.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah,
Amazing.
I made some changes um, to the thing, to the extension.
Cool.
Um, let's see.
Can can you share could you please share the link?
Oh
The
yeah,
YouTube link because I can see your screen.
yeah, exactly.
I think you should invest in another software where I could see make it available to see your screen.
Yeah, but it did work before, right? You have looked at my
I
screen. There
don't
should
think
be a
so.
button there. Like I remember
Oh.
discussing this so many times with different people joining. Like I can't, or maybe that was making the screen bigger.
Yeah, this I always do this at the first. Like when I join the call,
hmm
I will go there, inspect the screen, and I make it full screen. Then I can see you. But the problem is I can't see your screen, and my internet's kind of shit, and it's there's this big latency when you are speaking, and then when I see the YouTube link, it's too late.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I can try because this is kind of important. So I could try something else. Do you know of any?
Oh, not really. Maybe you could build one.
No, there's like StreamYard or something. Um, but yeah, I guess we'll have to do for now. Let's see if I can get this thing running again. So I did try to, like, I did publish the extension, and I tried to use it on a PR today, but it
Mm-hmm.
broke. It didn't work. I don't know why.
Oh,
So I'm gonna like, cause this is just a demo repo. This is like the impact repo. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to like use the development version on like different repos I work on to hopefully identify some
cool.
simple things. Um, but yeah, I can explain. So I went through all like the notes and the feedback, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the I guess biggest changes is that there's now only a single view. There's not like two views, like original commits and then rebase commits. Um, the reason it was there is because of this idea that you can compare the diff of your rebase commits with the current commits.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's kind of confusing. I think it's easier to get into the experience and you see your commits as is, and then you click edit, and then so you're like editing your commits. And what I changed here is I've added binary, so now you can see binary changes and you can move them around.
Oh, cool.
And if I move something, you see the thing I moved becomes orange. And what else did I do? Yeah, and
What is
then
what is this add file button?
oh, in here
Yeah.
that's the actual change of adding the file. So changes aren't only modifications to files; it's file operations. So you can add a file and only add a file. You might not make any changes to the file,
Mm-hmm.
or you might add a file and make changes to the file. You might rename a file and make changes in the rename file, or you might just rename it. So, so there are different types of changes. You have file additions, file deletions, file renames, modification,
Mm-hmm.
text modifications, and binary modifications. So there are like 5
Oh
different
boy.
kinds of changes. But that's a good point. Like, that's not
It
something you
made
would expect maybe to see.
Yeah, it made a bit confused because when
Yeah,
I saw this add file, I don't know. It seems to me that I could add a file inside this Shopify, which doesn't
exactly.
make sense. And I don't know.
Yeah, I could have written file added,
Maybe.
but because that's what happened. But now you're kind of saying add the file. But the thing is, like, if you have full freedom in the UX here, that this is more of a modification of the file itself, right? So you wouldn't show it as just a normal change because it's so bound to the actual file. But with the restrictions of just having these like nested lists, this was
Mm-hmm.
kind of the best I could come up with. But
I see. So this is actually a VS Code limitation because you can't add like attributes or labels to this item. You
yeah,
needed to add like another item.
yeah, and additionally, it's like, what if I want to just move the adding of the file? Let's say you added the file and you made like 5 modifications to it. And then you want to move the adding of the file and 2 of the modifications to a different commit. Like, you need to have that full flexibility. You kind of have to be able to move that adding of the file separately from the
Mm-hmm.
modifications of the file. And
I
so
see.
yeah, so if I could like label this actual file item to be like, this is an addition, but now I wouldn't be able to change that fact that this is where the addition happened. Because if I move the whole file to a different commit, everything follows along. But maybe I just wanted to move the adding of the file to a different commit. So I think it makes sense, like, technically, but it's not like intuitive what you're able to do. Like, this is a new novel
Yeah.
experience. So but I
But
could
now I got
definitely change the
another way.
text of the I could
Yeah.
definitely change the text, and then yeah, because it's very like imperative, like, do something when you click it, which is
Mm-hmm.
weird. That's for sure.
Cool.
Yes. And then, so yeah, and then you kind of see, when you approve it, you see them as a normal list again, but now they're all like orange to kind of indicate that these are like the changed commits. And this is where I thought about, if I want to be able to compare like the current state and the new rebased state, it would be possible to have these like empty line dividers here. So there will be like a top item, which is like rebase commits. You show the rebase commits, and then there's a line item, which is a divider of like, yeah, other commits or origin commits or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could like click them here. So, but again, like, I'm not sure if that's like, at this point you've kind of reviewed everything. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, okay, at this view, you already rebased your commits,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah. So this is the new potential history of the.
Okay. Maybe you could add a confirm, like a prompt saying, are you sure we wanted to change this commit from this state? Like you maybe could share a comparison, a compare view.
Comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, a comparison view, then it makes you more confident making these changes.
Yeah. I think you're right. Only for that fact. Yeah. Just being able to see, I had this, now I changed it to this. You don't even need to like click into each commit and kind of verify and stuff. It's just to kind of have that, as you say, like a confirmation kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
because I saw you click at the button and everything just happened, and
Yeah.
I couldn't follow this process.
Yeah, exactly.
I I couldn't realize that it's done. So maybe showing progress would make it more easy.
Yeah. Cool. But then there's also this. How do I? Yeah. Oh, interesting. I noticed something. If I go in here, I make a change, and I kind of approve it here, I might want to abort in this screen. Like now I have to edit and then abort to kind of get back to the original state.
I see.
But if I edit, approve, I should also be able to like abort, I think.
Yeah, totally.
Allow abort in review state as well. Cool. And then you have, I'm not sure if these changes make much sense, but I can show you the, given that it works. Let's see. I can do suggest rebase.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to see that.
Yeah, this is also, oh yeah, here it worked. Yeah, so here it goes in and it, let's see, where's the splitter? There it is. Oh, that was a long commit message, but still, like, that's the thing. That's what you read when you open the PR. It's like the commit messages. Make package public, remove beta warning from README, add and modify image file. Yeah.
This is amazing.
It's pretty cool. And like what I've noticed is that if I were to like add a console log or something, because the instructions are actually the instructions are part of, let's see, I can show you. So nice PR. So the instructions are actually here, so you can modify the instructions if you want to. So I was hoping like if someone wants to kind of mess around with it, they could like suggest better instructions. But the point is that it's quite explicit about like avoiding to have like linting, formatting, debugging commits to kind of get rid of those. So what I've seen it does is that if there's like debugging, it puts it in the trash on the suggestion. But if it's like formatting, it just puts it into a different commit, hides it in.
Makes sense.
So at least that's the behavior I'm trying to kind of get. But it's kind of cool, right? That you can like.
Yeah. I imagine the following case, like something I add at first, and later on I remove that piece of code. Is it able to I don't know, discard this initial change and then leave it out the thing I removed?
Yeah, so there's
I'm
a
not sure it's clear.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, and there's a complexity there because if the change that you originally created is like isolated, like in one commit, and then you remove that whole thing in a second commit, then it you can technically just discard both of those changes, right? Because they eliminate each other. But if you, for example, wrote a function and you had a console log in there on the first commit, and then you only remove the console log line on the second commit, then you can't discard all the other lines from the first commit. So what you want to do there is just move the change of removing the console log into the same commit as the other one. Because what happens then is that it will first write to the file with the console log, but then there's another change in the commit which will remove that console log specifically. So you'll end up with the correct result, but it's not by discarding it, it's by just putting all the changes in the same commit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I'm very curious, like, is the LLM able to kind of understand that kind of thing? And also
Yeah.
having these dependencies, like how well does it actually understand?
Yeah, I was about to say, if it maybe it's not able to simply discard this change because it might depends on the
Yeah,
diff and the position of this diff.
yes,
So it might be very complex
yeah,
to the LLM figure that out.
exactly. But
But
that's
would it be
that.
amazing?
Yeah, and still, like, what I really like about this is that, or what would be really cool is to get to a point where you always start with a suggestion. Like, the point is, you don't want it to actually do the rebase and push it to remote. You just want to have a starting point for the story you
Hmm.
want to tell for your PR. And an LLM is good at that. And maybe it will make a mistake on putting a change where it has a dependency to another change, but that will be highlighted in the rebase so that you can go and easily fix it. So it would be cool, like, to track. Yeah, that's the thing. I want to have tracking, track user. So it would be cool to see that most rebases starts with a suggestion. Like, at least follow that trend with the thousands of developers that will be using
Hmm.
this. Do you have any experience with, like, tracking tools?
Um, what do you mean tracking tools? Like,
Like, what do we use? Like, um, what's the thing we use at Code Sandbox? What's it called?
uh,
Analytics. I guess analytics is the right.
oh, amplitude, you mean?
Yeah, amplitude, for example. Yeah, maybe I can use
Right.
that.
Hmm.
Because that's like just shoving a bunch of events, right? And then
Yeah.
you can correlate those events in, like, flows and stuff.
Yeah. And also it can be anonymous, so it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really want to do that. It would be fun to see, yeah, the interaction.
Hmm. And I'm curious, you showed the settings of your extension,
Mm-hmm.
and also I can make tweaks for that in initial instructions, right? Like for example, if I wanted to use what is the name? Commit what? Commit conventions.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's a good point.
so
Yeah, you could add
like
commit
I could
conventions.
like for example at recent we have some kind of a commit convention, internal
Yeah,
commit conventions, like we only use fit and fix.
yeah,
So it would be amazing
exactly.
like if I can
Yeah,
fit to
let's
my
try it.
project.
Let's try it. Uh, let's see, how do I change ensure that all commit messages follows the convention of like fix, what is it, style, chore.
It's fix, fit, feature,
Oh, feet. Yeah,
char, test, docs.
yeah, let's just try this now. The message. Yeah, so does it save automatically? I think it does. If we stop here, let's do a new suggestion. That's a really cool and good point. Oh, does it pick it up? Do I have to save it or something? I'm not sure. Does it? Let me try.
Don't you need to restart the extension?
I don't know. I'll refresh and we'll see. Oh, that's weird.
Maybe as a suggestion, maybe you could do it by default, because this sounds more standard, you know. Of course, people can go there and make tweaks to these instructions, but maybe, yeah, this sounds more conventional.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Applies to all profiles. I just want to quickly check. Where do we actually do this? Suggesting. Oh, sorry. I've hard coded. Oh yeah, sorry.
That will never work.
Let's see. I'm gonna grab that one, and then we're gonna. I had a feeling. Let's see, and then we'll go into here. Nice PR. You're in amplified valid, and then ensure all commit messages follows the convention of fix, feed, style, sure, the message. Okay, let's try now. I have to refresh. Yeah. Well, it didn't have the brackets though, but yeah. But yeah.
There's this delay in your screen. Yes, you can see it.
Oh, you can see
Yeah,
it
now you
yet?
can see it. Yeah. Oh, but it looks good.
Yeah. At least that's a really good, and like I was about to say, you could like make it do sarcastic commit messages and stuff. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we actually fixed a bug with this one. So
Yeah,
it actually
we made
uses
progress.
that. Yeah. But I was thinking about what was I thinking about? Because you mentioned, yeah, I can't remember. I think I had some thoughts. Yeah, whatever.
By the way, did you set a limiter to the commit message, like length for the commit message?
No.
It would also be a good addition, because I think GitHub has this limit.
Yeah.
And it makes sense as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I have to remember. I'm just gonna write it down here, because there's update default. So the default instructions is in package JSON. So we have to make sure. Hope we update that. And then what did you? Oh, the length. But yeah, but maybe that could be. Yeah, I could put it into the instructions.
Yeah, there's no actually limit length, but it's convenient to be short to fit in a pull request title. Of course, you can add more details below the main commit message, but at least you can make more explicit about the main commit message.
Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. Yeah, but I wonder how people will do it. Like, will they do the push to remote, create the PR, and then rebase, or will they rebase first and then create the PR? And if they do rebase first and then create the PR, we could actually create the PR here, and actually give a proper summary. Like that's a shitty
Yeah.
thing about that behavior of using the first commit message as a PR description. It's just the first commit, right? It's not encapsulating the whole change. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a
But
silly feature to me.
maybe the next big thing for your extension is creating the PR, creating the title and the
Yeah,
description,
exactly.
and then would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Because you will be working in VS Code, and yeah, instead of like going to GitHub and creating the PR, you just do it from here. And then we could also generate the actual title for the PR and stuff like that.
Cool.
Another thing I was thinking about is that these extensions, they have like a kind of an icon. Like if you click the link to the store, the marketplace, and it made me think about the impact logo you made. I'm just putting it out there, and then it's not important or blocking. But if you find yourself with some idea that needs to get out,
Okay, I will reflect that. Yeah, if I find an idea, definitely
yeah,
I'll share.
like a thumbs up with like the PR icon behind it or something, that would be really cool.
Cool. Yeah. What comes to your mind when you rebase? Like you're moving stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and it's
You're
a good question, like, because should the icon reflect what it is, or what's the goal of it? Like the goal of it is for you to create a good PR that someone
Mhm.
gives a thumbs up on, like nice PR. But the way it achieves it is, as you say, like you can move stuff around, and I'm kind of, I guess it's a bit Apple. I'm thinking about, like, the how and the why, the circles,
Mhm.
like how,
I think so.
yeah, how Apple does like marketing. It's about the why, and the why is that fellow engineers is going to
Yes.
give your PR a thumbs up, like this looks really good. That's the why, and I think that should be reflected in all the marketing material, in the swag.
It's like, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll give a think.
Nice.
Let me see if I am inspired.
Yeah, no pressure.
Cool.
But
All right.
yeah,
I gotta go
yep,
now, but let's do it again maybe next week.
yeah, I'll work on these points, and also actually do an actual rebase of an actual PR. Make sure it works. So this was great, Danilo. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll I'll keep thinking about this idea. I
Yeah.
like it.
Nice.
Cool.
Bye for
See you
now.
next week.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye.